Hi everybody, welcome to Streaming with the Go Livecast. This is a YouTube class offered by Studio 300 at Fountaindale Public Library. I'm Monica. I'm going to take you through how to use our Go Livecast setup. There's a picture of it next to me right here. The Go Livecast is a streaming device that you can borrow from the Studio 300 collection that you can use at home or you can use in the library to create mobile streams using your iPad or your phone. I'm actually recording this class using the Go Livecast setup. So I have my iPad connected to it, and I also have a second iPad connected wirelessly to the Go Livecast so I can switch between cameras like this. If I just take that picture off, you can see that the second camera is focused on the actual Go Livecast device. So what is the Go Livecast for? Primarily, it's a streaming device that you can use for on-the-go streaming. It's to make streaming on mobile devices easier. So if you like streaming from your phone or from an iPad, something like that, where you're outside and moving around a lot, or you need multiple cameras for your stream setup, you can plug them into this little box right here, and it makes switching between cameras a lot easier. You can also add different types of effects, like music, different sound effects, and other cool stuff. We're going to go over how you can use it and how to set it up, what to expect when you check the Go Livecast kit out from Studio 300, and some tips on how to make your streams better, and what you can use the Go Livecast for. So, like I said before, it's primarily for streams, and streaming live, broadcasting live on places like YouTube, Twitch, places like that. Or you can record using the Go Livecast, which is what I'm doing now. I'm not broadcasting live. I'm recording a video using the Go Livecast setup, and I'm also recording the screen on my iPad just to show you the controls within the software. Once you are streaming with the Go Livecast, it won't project what you're doing with the controls in your stream. You'll just see whatever is in this iPad sort of square, and that's about it. So in order to use the Go Livecast, I guess we'll go over what the device looks like, what to expect when you are checking out the kit. So the kit comes in a Pelican box, which you can see in the corner right here, and when you open the kit up, it will have this little white box. It will also have a USB-C to micro USB cable and a Lightning to USB micro USB cable in the kit. One of those cables, depending on if you have a older generation iPhone or iPad or a newer generation one, we just have both cables in the kit for you so that lots of different devices can be used with this one. But that will connect your mobile device, or one of your mobile devices, into the actual Go Livecast box in the back. So if I turn this around, I don't know if you'll be able to see it fully, but right now my iPad is connected to the Go Livecast this way. The second port, which is the black cable coming out of the back of the Go Livecast here, is just for power. That connects to a little USB adapter that I have plugged into an outlet right now, and that gives power to the Go Livecast. You need both in order for it to turn on. When it turns on, this little indicator light here, it might be a little hard to see with the white background, but a little indicator light will come on and tell you that the Livecast is ready to go. Right now I'm using the microphone that is in the actual Go Livecast. The mic is right here, and it does a pretty good job of picking things up. You can hear it right now. It's a pretty good quality mic. You have the option to plug in a separate microphone. So if I turn this, There's an XLR port that can have phantom power or not. This is the switch to control the phantom power. So if you want to use a dynamic microphone, you can plug that in, turn phantom power on by switching that switch. Or if you're using a condenser microphone, which most of the Studio 300 mics are downstairs, you can just plug that in directly, and instead of using the microphone on the front here, it will default to the microphone on the that's plugged into the device. So on the other side here, I have a headset or a pair of headphones plugged in. You can do that to listen to yourself, to listen to the sound effects and music going in and out of your stream, and I can control the volume using this button or dial right next to the headset jack. I can also plug in like a gaming headset, so if you have a gaming headset with a microphone, then instead of using the mic on the Go Livecast, it will default to your headset microphone, which is nice. And if you want to plug in any additional music or like a MIDI controller, like a keyboard, something like that, you can plug that into this 3mm jack here and control the volume using the volume knob next to it. I don't have any separate music plugged in, but that is an option for you if you want to. So now that we've gone over what devices you can use with it, we are going to go over some of the pad controls on the actual device. So when you hit a pad button, it will light up to tell you that it's active. Let me just move this cable. So right now I'm recording, so this recording button is lit up and live. And I'm using 2 separate cameras, so I have this button live as well. You have the microphone effects button, so if I press this, it will give kind of like a reverb effect, which I can adjust in the software, which I'll show you later. You can mute the microphone. Obviously you couldn't hear me while that was muted, but you have the option to control music and put your own music in here. The software has some different default music that you can use, like if you're doing a news broadcast or if you want different sound effects. These 2 buttons are for programming different sound effects in. The default setting is for a drum roll and for an applause. So if I press that, heard that a little bit before. But they have a library, a small library of different sound effects that you can put in as well, which I'll show you later. You also have an option to load up movies. I have a picture loaded up right here. So if I press this, the picture I have loaded up is there. I'll show you how to change that, but you can put in photos, video clips, same thing with this picture icon for this lower button. And finally, you have the text button. So you can type in your own text with emojis. I did the title of the class, so you have a custom setting to use those as well. So now that I've shown you what the Go Livecast looks like and how you can set it up, I'm going to show you the software, how you can get it going on your actual iPad. So in order to use your iPad camera with this Go Livecast, or to use a satellite camera, which is what this camera is right here, I'm using a second iPad. It's not connected to anything, it's connected wirelessly. You need to have the Go Livecast app downloaded on both your devices. It's a mobile app. You can get it from the App Store or the Google Play Store. It's just called Go Livecast. I can't really show you that from my screen because I've had issues with, if I go out of screen, the app crashing, but for the most part it's pretty consistent. But you want to download the mobile app on both of your devices, and when you open it up, let me just adjust this picture here. So if I open it up, you will see a screen like this. When you open the app on both your mobile devices, this is the first screen you see. For your main camera, you just want to go ahead and hit skip at the bottom of the screen. That gives you access to the main app. On your satellite camera, the one that you have connected wirelessly, you open up the Go Livecast app and then you hit satellite camera at the top. You'll be greeted with a little loading page that says it's trying to connect to the Go Livecast, and as long as the Go Livecast is on, and you have that little indicator light at the on, it should connect automatically to your session, and then you have a second camera. The cool thing about using the Go Livecast is that if you're using your mobile devices, you actually have access to 4 cameras because you can use the front-facing or the back-facing camera. And I can switch. This is what my face camera, main camera, the back of it is seeing just the back of the desk. And then if I switch over on this other camera, you have that second very awkward angle there. So you can use this setup a number of different ways. When you open up the app, I'm going to go over like the software and the controls now. You have a lot of different options depending on how your screen is oriented. This toolbar at the top will either be at the top or the bottom of the screen. Mine's at the top, but I am going to show you a little diagram. So if you want, you can screenshot this diagram if you want to follow along, if that'll help. All of these screenshots are taken from the manual that is in the Go Livecast. You can look for it online just by Googling it, but Livecast has a really cool feature in its app where the manual is on the front page. So if you ever need to reference it, it's really intuitive, easy to reference, has lots of diagrams that are really clear and simple and short. I highly recommend reading through it before you use the device for your own streams. You can go through it in just like 5 minutes, which is really nice. But all of these pictures are from that manual. So I kind of went over the pads and what they do earlier. This is just the diagram that describes that. So this is actually the picture I wanted. The other picture I was supposed to show you earlier, but this is the picture that sort of goes over the main software. I'm going to go over it with my screen recording. Like I said, when you are actually broadcasting your streams, your controls aren't visible to your audience. They'll just see whatever you are putting on screen. But for class purposes, I'm going to show you what each of these controls kind of do. So the green levels that you see above my head are just the microphone levels. They show you how the sound is being broadcast out. The red recording button tells you that we're recording, and then you have the time elapsed for what you're recording over in the upper left-hand corner. Over in the right-hand corner, in the diagram, it's on the bottom. On my screen, it's up at the top. But you have your different main controls. So we have the pads. Here is where you can change what each of the buttons on your pads can do. So you can change the music, the different sound effects in the top row. You can change to picture or video, and you can change your text. So if we hit 1, that plays the music. You can also, instead of using the actual Go Livecast buttons, hit the pads on your screen and make them play. But if you hit the little ellipse in the corner, it will automatically go to a list of different music that we have just as a default in the library. You can adjust the volume of the music. And you can edit the list to delete any sound effects or any music tracks that you don't need anymore. I'm just going to hit done. But once you pick one, like if I pick this guitar one and hit done, now if I hit pad 1, it plays that new track. Same thing with the sound effects for 2 and 3. If I hit the ellipse, it gives me all the different choices. There's applause, laughter, drum roll, a rewind. I like the crickets one just because it's fun. Let's see, where did it go? Just way at the bottom. That's different sort of rewind effects. So you can do a whole lot. This is really nice if you're doing streams or different types of podcasting. So those are the sound effects pads. 4 is video. So you can do videos or pictures. If I hit the ellipse here, the default sort of video that comes with the Go Livecast app. So I can hit this one, that's just hearts. And I can also orient it differently using this button in the corner. So if I want it to show up in the lower right hand corner, I can. If I want it to show up in the upper corner, or if I want it to show up in the as like a full screen, if you keep hitting this button, right now it's lagging a little bit, but if you keep hitting this button, it will show you the different setups or layouts you can do. You might be able to better see it on the picture one once I show you that. But if you hit done, and if I hit 4, it's lagging just a little bit while it's recording, but you get the idea. And somehow I've lost that satellite camera again. But if you hit the 5th pad, that is the pad for pictures. So if I go ahead and change that, you can hit the ellipse. You can load up different pictures using the library. That will connect to the library on your iPad. I already have some of these pictures loaded up. So if I go ahead and click on, let's see, I already loaded that before. If I go ahead and load up this one, like I said, if you hit the layout button, it will change where this will show up on your screen. Once you hit done, and I hit 5, then that button will show up again. So that is how you can change the different settings for the pads on your Go Livecast. Up here are the settings for the dual screen 2 camera kind of setup. So if I set it to off, there will be no camera feed. I'm going to try and get my actual camera feed back. Sometimes the app can act a little bit glitchy. It's recording. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if I turn this picture off, so now I've got this feedback. But if you hit the camera icon, you can choose where you want the second feed to display. You can have it off if you just want one camera showing. You can have it up in the upper corner, the lower corner. You can totally switch to it, have it take over the entire screen. And you can switch from camera to camera using this circular button. So you can switch from camera 1 to camera 2. If I had this in the lower corner, it would switch my cameras from the main screen to the sort of picture and screen if I keep hitting that. And like I said, from your different cameras, you can switch which of the 4 cameras you're using. So on the sidebar, on the right side of the screen, the top button here that's another circular button. So if I click on that, it switches my camera for me. You will have the same controls on your main screen that you do on your satellite camera. So these same buttons will be here. The satellite camera, I think, only has these on the side, but you can still change the camera settings that way. So there's a similar flip screen. The satellite camera also has a mute button, which I recommend using because it can get a little bit weird if you have both cameras unmuted. I would probably use one for recording, mute the other camera. And so back to the main screen, we have this beauty filter icon that just puts a sort of darker filter over the main screen. It's not adjustable, unfortunately, and it's the only option you have. I don't see it helping me much, but maybe somebody can use it. And then you have your list of settings as the third button. So if I click on this, you can save live sets. So if you have your settings set up a way that you like in your app, you can hit this new button, name your settings. I'm going to say live set 1 and hit done. And it saves that new live set for me. If I wanted that loaded up, if I had pictures saved, if I had my pad settings saved a certain way, I can tap on that and hit load, and it will load my settings for me. If I want to go back to default settings that came with the app, I would just hit default, hit load, and then those default settings are back here. So everything that I had before, my custom settings and stuff, it's gone. These are the main settings that came when I opened up the app. And then finally you have a settings gear icon at the bottom, which I can't access while I'm recording, but if you tap on that screen, you will have the option to either be in record mode or to be in live broadcast mode. It's just a green little toggle switch that you can switch to. Like I said, I can't show it when I'm recording on screen, but you can choose to stream live either to Twitch, YouTube, and I think a couple others. There should be 4 options. You can tap on one of those options. It will prompt you to log into your account, and then you can stream live directly to that platform. Right now, since I'm live recording, you can also hit the toggle switch for record mode, which is what I'm in now, and you can record directly to your iPad or whatever device you're using. It will save in your camera roll, and from there you can export your video to wherever you need. Hi guys, this is Monica again, one more time, to show you a few more things about the Go Livecast that I didn't get to show you before because either the buttons were disabled while I was in recording mode, or I forgot to go over the particular pad. So the couple things that I forgot to show in the video while I was talking through was first the text option. So if I hit this pad button, I can display text on my screen that says thank you for watching. You can also hit this button, the pad 6, in order to display that text. But if I want to edit it, you would go into your main menu, hit this ellipse, and there's some preloaded text that you can choose from, or you can type in a totally new title. If you hit new, it gives you this editor option. So I can type by tapping onto this word, and I'm just going to type Go Livecast. And you can also put in emojis. I'm going to put in this camera one. And if I tap on the screen, it's there, but it's way too small. You can make that bigger by tapping on it and messing with this slider over in the corner. You can also change the different colors using the colors at the bottom, and you can change whether that color is a border, like a background color, or the actual font color. And then if you toggle through these in the upper left-hand corner, these little alignment switches, you can align different to different parts of the screen. If you keep tapping on them, they will keep toggling through. So I'm just going to keep it at center. So that's how you can edit text to display on your screen. Then you hit done. It saves to pad 6, and you can turn that off or on. Just like that. Let's see. I also kind of explained how you can select the option to record or go live, but I couldn't really do that while I was recording, or else the stream would have shut off. So a couple buttons up at the top that I didn't go over was this microphone button that adjusts the reverb level. So if I hit this reverb button, which you won't hear the effect on here because I'm using my screen recording to record the voiceover, but this level adjusts the reverb effect, and you can just access that from the middle button up here. Also, when you are doing a live recording or a live stream, say you're streaming to YouTube, all your viewer comments will show up in this comments bar. So you can mess with that, mess with some options, depending on what platform you're streaming to. You can mute comments or disable them for a short period of time, or you can just see all the comments come in while you're recording, but you would do that through that window. So this is where you can edit whether you are recording or live broadcasting. If I tap on this menu here, right now it says I'm in record mode. So if I want to change that, this gear icon on the right vertical menu, that brings up your different app settings. So you can get to the manual if you want to see step-by-step how to do this. Right now I have that green toggle switch that says record mode. If I switch that off, it will put me in live broadcast mode. If I wanted to change the streaming volume, I can change that here, or I can change it directly on the pad. There's a knob at the top to change the stream volume. I can also do in-camera mirroring, which just flips the orientation of my face camera. I don't really want to do that, so I'm going to switch that back off. And those are really the only settings you need to worry about. So if I go back, and then I want to hit record, I'm going to actually hit record on the pad here. Sorry, that tapped out for just a little bit there. Let's try. Okay, there we go. So if I tap record, for some reason it glitched out when I tapped it on the actual pad. So if I tap on the record button up at the screen, it gives me different choices about where I want to stream to. So you can choose between Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, Twitcasting, Weibo, or a custom feed. And then once you hit one of those, it will bring up a menu that asks you to log in with your credentials and set it to either a public stream or a private stream. And then you'd be able to hit streaming start. And then you can hit either streaming start on the screen or hit streaming the streaming button on your actual box, and it will start recording for you. So those were some of the settings that I couldn't go over before because of the record mode that I was in, or because I just forgot in the flow of things. But hopefully that clears some stuff up. So the Go Livecast is good, like I said, for recording your streams, for recording directly onto your iPad or mobile device, for broadcasting. You can use up to 4 cameras that are built into your mobile devices, or 4 camera angles. And one iPad connects directly to the device. The other mobile device can be a satellite camera that you can move around, which is really good if you want to have your second camera be like an on-the-scene sort of feed. If you want to do like different live on-location type of stuff, or if you're doing outdoor streams where you want to move around and record outside. The Go Livecast also has an option if you're into gaming. You can stream what's actually being recorded on the screen of your satellite camera, so you can screen record with your second camera and show like what you're playing. I tried doing that. It tends to crash a little bit, but so I can't show it in this class here. But if you experiment with it, I'm sure if you have a stronger Wi-Fi connection than I do, it will work just fine. Both devices need to be on Wi-Fi if you want to stream your screen, but it's really handy if you want to show like gaming or stream your art and you do digital drawing. That's a pretty handy feature. So with this device, you can really make any kind of stream you want, and it makes it really simple and easy, especially if you're just one person, to switch between different types of content. You can put in your own custom videos, your own artwork. You have some options with multiple camera angles. So if you're interested in checking out the Go Livecast, all you need to do is take the Studio 300 orientation that's online at studio300.org. And then once you do that and you have your Fountaindale library card, you can come downstairs and check this out. And it's a circulating item, so you can take it with you to use at home or on location, or you can use it in one of our studio rooms and use it with the studio equipment and the many resources that we have down there. So I hope you all enjoyed this class. Thank you for dropping in, and I hope this helps get you more familiar with our Go Livecast kit.